All right. Thank you for coming today, Daniel. May I have your full name, please?
My full name is Daniel Anthony Badwa.
You graduated from University of Minnesota Duluth, went to the same school. Majored in digital art and photography, and minored in journalism and art history. So, would you tell me what you are very interested in doing, at college, and kind of activities, studies, and probably you can explain more about your minor and major.
While I was in school, I was very interested in the arts, obviously, and creating work that had an influence on society. Mm-hmm. My biggest inspiration was other people and how I could take the voice of people and project that to send a message of the needs within our own society. So therefore, I tended to work a lot with homelessness, poverty, food waste, and other social justice issues. And by doing that, it ended up being a very rewarding path for me to go on, and a chance for me to interact with a lot of people that live a different lifestyle than I do, and it really broadened my horizons and gave me an opportunity to see how other people live their lives that are in different social classes, that are coming from different cultures, and all come together within our melting pot of a country.
All right. So then, because of the kind of values and cause you think very important, probably you got involved in different projects. Have you ever get involved in different work and projects? If you have, would you explain?
Different work?
Work or project. You explained kind of issues you think important in society, wanted to, express your point of view, to society. So, did you get involved in some works
I would say the biggest project that I've worked on was I've worked on the Homes for All project this last year and this year. And in that project, I worked with the Minnesota Coalition for the Homeless and CHUM, which are local food shelves, emergency shelters, and they provide assistance for those experiencing poverty. And it was our goal last year every year the Minnesota State Legislature has a lot of money that they need to decide what to do with. So it was our goal to have them take $100 million and put it towards affordable housing for people in need. So I worked with these companies and these organizations in providing a visual aid that could be sent to the Minnesota State Legislature to help convince them to put this money into affordable housing. So I traveled across the state and I talked with people who were experiencing homelessness and poverty and what their life situations were like. And also people who had at one point experienced homelessness and poverty but had pulled themselves out of that situation. So after I had a conversation with them and kind of was able to establish a relationship with them, I had them pose with a piece of paper and I photographed them where they were able to write anything they wanted as to how their lives have been affected by housing or the lack thereof. And I collected about 100 photographs or so of people all living within the state. And we sent those photos to the Minnesota State Legislature and actually ended up getting $162 million for affordable housing within the state, which is now being used to build low-income housing and housing for people who wouldn't otherwise have it. Those images have, other than being sent to the state legislature, have also been published in a book that I self-published titled It Begins with Home. I have exhibited the images across the state in solo exhibits and combined exhibits in art galleries and coffee shops, anywhere that there's a class of people that are in need of seeing images like that to get a better understanding of the needs of our society. Because my goal with the images is to educate our society, because I tend to see a lot of people that get trapped in this bubble, and they don't see outside of their bubble. So my goal is to push them outside of their bubble and see the needs of other people.
Okay. So in your resume, I mean, you know, I just wanted to change the subject to teaching children or teaching students. So in your resume, I found childcare leader. So in Adventure Club. So would you explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, I have about 2,000 hours experience of in classroom childcare with the Robbinsdale Area School District. I've worked at both Forest Elementary School and Meadow Lake Elementary School, and I work as a program assistant to we organize writing activities, reading, art, physical like gym game activities, and just other kind of, and also some more laid back entertaining activities for the kids throughout the entire summer. And I just basically maintain and take charge of a classroom of kids. We have anywhere between 100 and 120 kids in our program every summer.
So you did that, every summer. So how many years? 4 or 5 years?
Yep. Okay. I will be doing it again this summer.
This summer?
So I'll be going into my 6th summer of doing it.
Okay. All right. So then children, how old are they?
I've worked with kids from ages 4 to 13, but primarily I primarily work with kindergarten, 3rd grade, but I do also have a lot of experience working with 4th and 5th grade, some 6th grade as well.
All right. So, do you have a specific motivation? Because you've done it many years and 6 times summer, work. And do you have a specific motivation to keep doing that?
I find that working with children is very rewarding. Because I've been working in the summer program for so long, I've been working with a lot of the same kids, and I've been able to establish a relationship with a lot of them. I've known a lot of them for 5 years, so I know them very well. And I've been able to see what a lot of the kids that I work with as well don't have positive adult role models in their lives. So when I see that I have an opportunity to be that positive adult role model in a child's life, it's just about the most rewarding thing I've been able to do in my life. It's just amazing to see what a difference that makes in a child's life, to see that there's someone that's willing to listen to them and show them care and love.
And then the other thing, I found interesting is you write and take photograph. Take photographs, and then you wanted to kind of send messages, and then wanted to write your experience with taking photographs. Would you tell me about that?
Yeah, my goal with all of my artistic work is education. I try to educate it's just sort of a different sort of education than in-class education, but my goal is always just to educate the community through visual aids, through written recollections of what people experience in their daily lives. And I do that through interviewing people. I do that through photographing people. I candid photographs to post photographs, just whatever I need to do to capture an authentic feel of the lives of people who are either struggling or experiencing some sort of issue that needs to be brought to light within our society.
Okay. You're gonna become an ESL teacher in South Korea. You're gonna teach English to young children. Probably about the same age group of students. Kindergartners or elementary school students. What quality of teacher do you think you have? What best quality of teacher do you think you have as a teacher?
I feel like working with younger kids, I've been able to. I remember what it was like being that age, and I know that I'm very good at relating to kids that age. And I've always been very good at establishing relationships with other people, and I can connect with them and build trust easily. And that's something that I really pride myself on, and is something that I know is very important within a classroom, because you can't really teach kids if they don't trust you and they don't like you. So that is something that I know I'm able to come in and do immediately.
All right. Thank you for, telling a lot about, your college life and work life, and then, activities and work experience with children. So thank you very much.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.